outprice themselves in certain markets. You know, you hit the big time and you start preaching, and some folk can give you $10,000 and $20,000 then up for the word being preached. And then the little corner store says, would you come and share with us? And the little corner store can't afford you. I get nervous when God has servants that he's gifted, he's called, who are so expensive now that folk who really need to hear some of what God is saying through them can't hear them because they're too expensive. I've had to consciously remind myself that whenever I'm available, I don't care whether the church can give me anything or not. If I'm available, I want to be there. God has blessed me in so many ways, it blows my mind. I do funerals, and if folk choose not to pay, that's fine. I've done the one thing I've wanted to do. I've shared the gospel with folk that I might never get an opportunity to share it with any longer. If the opportunity comes, that's why when you hear me talking about churches and the church as established in the United States, I will not allow white folk who think that they have the market cornered on Jesus Christ when they are preaching a Christ that is not the biblical Jesus Christ. I will not be quiet about it. I know folk get upset sometimes, but whenever you got a church and only certain folk can come to your church, that ain't God. Whenever you got a church that complies with and puts a rubber stamp of approval on a cultural situation that is sinful, that ain't God. And then we can't turn around and create a black God who understands our suffering, even though a lot of our suffering is self-inflicted. Racism doesn't stop us from going to school for 12 years to get an education. Racism doesn't stop us from being smart in school so that we can take advantage of the opportunities that people provided for us by being bitten by dogs, thrown in jail, beaten up by cops, some murdered, and then we turn around and spit in their faces for the sacrifices that were made. Yes, racism exists, but racism ought not to stop you from seeing Jesus for who Jesus is. People ought not to go to hell because they mad with the presentation of Jesus Christ by white folk in this nation. You ought to be mad about the presentation of Jesus Christ by some black folk who preaching a Jesus that does not exist. We got to wake up and be what the church is supposed to be. Our God is neither Democrat nor Republican. Stop allowing yourself to align with folk who don't mean you any good. We're to stand on Jesus Christ. We talk about him being our solid rock. Make him